And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jacket Football Show. I'm Phil Jean, along with Coach Matthew Bass, and we're going to talk about the Thursday night game against one of the top-ranked teams in the state, Pearland. You guys lost 61-3. Obviously, one of the bad things was just the offense could not going. The rushing attack, minus yards overall. That's something that you never want to see.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was a very toughest night we've had offensively all year. We talked about it the week before. If we can't establish a run game, it's going to be very hard to be successful offensively. And Pearland had a great front, and they did a good job of bottling us up. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that we got to work on our end to get ready.
In that game as well, you guys did drop, of course, the week before against Shadow Creek, you guys had 30 missed tackles. This week, you only had 16 missed tackles. The defense really stepped up because, I mean, a couple of times the special teams, you couldn't get the punts off, and that was having a real detrimental effect. But you guys caused a lot of turnovers. They tried to get a field goal. They mishandled the snap, threw it. It was intercepted and stuff. We'll see that a little bit later. But, right. I mean, you guys were holding up in there for quite a while. In the early part, just kind of, talk about how the defense kind of stepped up there and was causing some turnovers early.
I mean, it's one of those things that we'll break before we bend, and I think, the war of attrition got to us. But, I mean, it's what, 16-3 midway through the second quarter. We forced 4 turnovers. We won the turnover battle 4-0. Defense shows that there's some progress, but we got to get some things figured out offensively to give them a little rest, so to speak. And then we just got to get tougher on defense. I mean, there's weeks that the defense is going to bail out the offense. There's weeks that the offense is going to bail out the defense, and we have to be there for each other.
Talk a little bit about the mindset right now of the team. Obviously, you guys have been on the short end quite a bit lately with the 55-0 against Shadow Creek. This one, 61-3. What's the mindset of the players after 2 games like that?
I mean, they work. That's all there is to it. We talk about it, that it's one of those things that you have times where you're going to take it on the chin, right? But you got to continue to push yourself. The kids are ready to play. Simple as that. They put the work in. They're continuing to break the mindset, to break the culture of what's been allowed here. And I think the kids are ready going into this week.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a closer look at that 61-3 game. Now the Jackets are 1-3 overall and 0-2 in district, and we'll get to the offensive side of the ball right after this short break. All right. Alrighty, welcome back. Let's dive into this game. There's not much to show on offense, but let's take a few peeks at what you guys were able to do offensively.
Right. Well, this is one of my favorite concepts, right? We have this orbit motion, this yo-yo motion, where we have a true RPO look. We get to read the outside backer. He hauls inside like that. Okay, nice and easy dump to Perkins. Perkins is a great receiver. Right now, he's second overall in the district for receiving yards behind the sophomore receiver at Shadow Creek, Jalen Adai. Really had a great senior campaign for us thus far.
Yeah, he had 3 catches for 49 yards on the day. You would have liked to have seen a little bit more explosiveness, and obviously the wide receiver out wide hold his block a little bit longer, right?
Sure, and the thing is with that is, we talked about that on Saturdays. If you're not going to block, you're not going to catch the football. You got to be selfless until it's your turn.
Okay, let's take a look at the next play then.
Okay, this is another same concept, right? This is actually a busted play by Perkins. Anthony makes a good read, right? They widen a little bit, get what you can. Obviously, we wanted Perkins to come all the way across the formation here. He bends it back around, pulls another defender out there with him. Anthony has the wherewithal to tuck it and run. Gets what he can out of the play. That's one of the things that I like about him is even when things fall apart, he tries his best to get what he can and salvage and, let's play again.
All right. Let's skip ahead to the next play then.
Once again, we just talked about Perkins' ability, right? Just a good, sure-handed receiver, okay? Plays with leverage decently well, got good hands. His catches after contact or catches in traffic have been really good for us this season. And it's plays like this that I think prove why he is the second overall in receiving yards in the district. He's a go-to guy. He's got a good frame, good hands, and can be jostled around a little bit and have no issues. Also with Anthony, DeSano, he took quite a bit of hits in this game and still got up, still made some great throws. At one point, I was a little worried, but he got up, kind of shook it off, and kept playing. So his ability to be tough is something that I've been happy to see over the last 2 weeks.
And that kind of heart leads to good leadership, and the other fellas noticed that, right?
Absolutely.
On this play, it looks like the routes kind of converged. Probably not something that you wanted to see.
And so that's been kind of the bane of our existence right now is we're not on track in all facets of the game. We may block it up, then we run the wrong route. We may run the right routes, and we don't block it up. We may make, a good read, and then we don't catch the ball. We're still trying to find that full-on, everybody's laced up game, and I'm hoping it's this week.
Okay. Let's take a look at the player of the game, and that would be Enrique Garza. And of course, he allowed you guys not to have the shutout this week. He nailed that 40-yard field goal. He also kind of stepped up and did some punting duties as well. So
right.
quite an important player.
It's one of those things that's a little different than usual, right? You think offensive, you're thinking, wide receiver, running back, quarterback. But people forget that special teams is a scoring possession, right? And Enrique's kind of bided his time. We've gone on fourth down quite a bit lately. But this week we put him in, and he put the only 3 points up on the board. Also, not necessarily an offensive play, but we had some issues early on punt, and we put him in, and he was flawless there as well with, full 10-man pressures coming after him. So really like his ability to stay stoic back there, take care of business, and just continue to be a weapon for us, a scorer for us on our offense.
Okay. All righty, let's now jump to the defensive side of the ball, where you guys only had 16 missed tackles this week instead of the 30 from the previous week, so you got to enjoy that sort of improvement. Let's take a look at the defensive side of the ball here. What do we got going on here?
So this is first series of the game. They run ISO. It's what they want to do. Okay, Jaron Costas and Travis Goss, okay, fit this up perfectly, right? TFL right out the gate. Can't be any better than that physicality inside the tackles.
You got to like it. Travis Goss again, 7 tackles, 4 assists. Another active game for him.
Right. Really, he's just continuing to grow in that position, coming over from receiver after week 1. Really happy with where he's at, but not content.
Right. Did have a few missed tackles.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at the next play then.
They throw a bubble here. Now, they actually called this down. I highly disagree, okay, but this is a great job by his brother, Tracy Goss, right? They throw a bubble here. He runs his feet, pops a dude, ball comes out. This should have been a possession. This is early in the game. This is probably 8 minutes in the first quarter. Things like this, once again, you can't rely on the refs to win or lose the game for you, but it's calls like this that I really wish we'd have had a better look at. As you can see, they called it a fumble recovery. They come back later and they overturn it, but ultimately that's a great trigger play by our corner. Very happy with his aggression.
Yeah, that's a great play. Let's take a look at the next play.
Okay, another good setup. Obviously, this is on them, okay? But we're not standing around watching. We get Hidalgo, catch a little pick from the personal protector here running down the sideline, put us in good position here. I'm really liking just the overall hustle of the kids on this play, right? You see a lot of orange jerseys running downfield, okay? Trying to block for their brother to get to the end zone. Just a good little play that sometimes you catch yourself slipping in these, and we made them pay for it.
Yeah, this is a great defensive stand because this comes right after them taking over after a botched punt on your guys' end,
right,
and having it deep in your end, and they come away with no points. You had like that.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at the next play.
This is just a little, it's like a pop 81 H Hyde, okay? Bingham is there, right? Doesn't run his feet die, he gets pushed to the ground, but once again, we got people running. Also, he gets back up and still he's first to contact, second to contact, and then someone cleans him up. That's pretty good hustle from the sophomore, right? Anytime you got a sophomore playing on varsity, you want to see that physicality to see if they can play big boy football. I'm really happy with how he's adapting to playing varsity football. And once again, just the overall drive of the teammates coming there and clean them up.
Exactly. You see 4 orange shirts surrounding and helping that play.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's move ahead to the next play.
Okay, got another little zone here. He bobbles the snap, okay, off the handoff here. This is Zero, the second string running back here. And we talk about over and over again, this is nothing that he did, that we did. This is what they did. And when they make mistakes, we have to make them pay for it. You know, we can't allow them to fumble the ball or make bad throws and then us not capitalize. So this is a great job, our guys. This is, you know, well within the red zone. It's 3rd and goal from the 7, and we come away with the ball. Great job here by our guys, once again, making them pay when they make mistakes. We can't give them second opportunities.
Yeah, and this is when you guys are just kind of still remaining in the game, making those turnovers when they could have been cashing in on points. And you know, we have that field goal interception, and then this play. Like you said, you win the turnover battle 4-0, so you got to like that part of it.
Right.
All right, let's take a look at the defensive player of the game, and it is Jacob Baez. 3 tackles, 1 assist. Just talk a little bit about his performance.
You know, the offensive and defensive line are usually the unsung heroes, right? And so, you know, this is a guy that starts both ways for us. Very rarely does not play on both sides of the ball at all times. And the way we do it defensively, it's a production chart. So it's tackles, missed tackles, assists, TFLs, but it's also how often are you doing your assignment well, right? You can have 12 tackles, but if you have 24 mental errors and you have 3 critical errors, you'll never be on that production chart. And so this is not just who got the most touches and things of this nature. This is who has played the best full game. And even though Baez had only 3 tackles and 1 assist, he played a great full game defensively, all the while starting a lot of plays on offense as well. So really happy with his ability to continue to push and just bide his time, right? Eventually things will come. We talk about team success and versus individual success. And when we can get to the point to where we believe the team success is ultimately important, the individual success will come with team success. Whereas the other way around, if we're worried about us and what I'm going to get from me, team success is not guaranteed when you focus on individual. And I said, I think that we're doing a good job building towards team success, and then individual success will be built out of that.
Sounds good. All righty, we are going to take a short break, and then we will take a look ahead at the next game. All right, welcome back. All right, you got the toughest part of your schedule out of the way, 2 behemoths in Shadow Creek and Pearland. Now it's September 25th. You guys are going to be traveling on the road, a much easier opponent, South Houston. Tell us a little bit about that and how it's going to be on the road again.
So, you know, on the road, home, wherever, let's just play football. The biggest thing is having the kids be able to operate in a different mindset. We go from a power eye offense to more of a spread offense now. South Houston has not played very well this year. They're banged up quite a bit. Now, these guys could be back this week. You know, they have a Power 5 quarterback in Lakeith Baker, really good athlete. They got a Power 5 end. And I don't know his first name, but the last name's Muhammad. Big kid. If those guys are playing football, they're very good at what they do. So we got to focus on what we do, as cliche as that sounds, and work on the little things that we need to continue to be on, right? Obviously, lessening our missed tackles, okay? The mental errors and the alignment errors on offense, and we can compete with anybody. I truly believe that. They're going to be a good team. You know, they're looking for, I believe, their first win this year. Obviously, their first district win. They lost to Pasadena Sam Rayburn last week. And so they're going to be ready to play football at their home facility. It's their homecoming, so they're going to be amped. And so, you know, our goal is to go out there, compete, and then look up at the scoreboard at the end. All
right. Should be a welcome relief compared to the last 2 games.
Sure.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add on these games or looking ahead that you'd like to add right now?
You know, I just think the biggest thing is we're continuing to build the culture, build the mindset to where it needs to be competitive in all facets, and go out there and make people prove why they think they're better, prove why they have all these offers. That's the mindset that we're working at, because we got kids that can play here too. We just got to continue to work our mindset and our culture and our daily stuff, and we'll be fine.
All right, sounds good. All righty, well, thanks for joining us. And Coach, I'm going to let you do the sign out.
Jacket pride never dies.
There it is. All right.